Hey guys, if you've ever wondered how you can create an agent banner in Canva using simple Canva tools ready for you in like 10 minutes tops, 10 minutes if you're super slow, 5 minutes if you're speedy, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how you can create an agent banner that you can put on feature sheets, on social media posts, on anything really, anything that you want that agent banner for. I'm going to show you how to make it super easily in Canva. Let's dive in. Here we are in Canva, and I am going to show you how to make 3 different kinds of agent banners for social media or your feature sheets or any marketing material at all. But I'm going to make them in an Instagram post for you, but you can resize this for anything that you want. So the first thing that you're probably going to want to do is upload a headshot. And I'm just going to grab a stock headshot here. And the first agent banner that we're going to make is one where we have your headshot but no background. So in order to do that, we're going to head over to effects and use the background remover. So this is one of my favorite tools. It's only available for Canva Pro members, but if you are a free Canva user, there are tons of free alternatives online. You just kind of have to dig a little bit. I think one of them is called bg.com, BG Remover. I'm pretty sure. I'll link to it in the description. So I'm going to shrink this guy down. Did you see how cool that was first? Like, let's just take a look at this. Like, how cool is that? It removes the background flawlessly. So I've removed the background because I don't want it to be distracting. I don't want the background to compete with the listing photo that I'm going to put on Instagram. So I've removed the background. The second step is to head over to Elements and get out of the frame section, and then we're going to choose the square shape, and I'm going to make it more of a rectangle, and I'm going to fill up the entire width here. Then I'm going to right click and send backward so it's behind the photo itself. And now if you have brand colors, you're going to want to use those for this banner. But if you don't have your brand colors yet, then what I would suggest is to use one of the colors in the listing photo itself, because that generally makes any listing pop. So I'm going to choose this blue color, and that just really ties in well with this whole photo. So if you don't have your brand colors, feel free to play around with colors. I like to choose colors from listings if we're not working with brand colors. So now that you have that, what we're going to do is hit T on our keyboard to bring up the text box, and we're going to type in the name, and I'm going to call this guy Kevin Smith. And Kevin Smith doesn't have any branding. So we're just, instead of his logo, we're just going to use his name. And I'm going to adjust the letter spacing, which means the spacing in between the letters themselves. And this allows just for a little bit more breathing room in the name, and it's a little bit easier to read. So Kevin Smith, then I'm going to hit T again, and I'm going to type in realtor for his designation. Now what we're aiming to do with headings and subheadings always is about half the size. So you want your subheading to be half the size of your heading, and then you can work from there. Doesn't always work, so sometimes you're going to need to bump it up a bit, but half the size is generally a really good rule of thumb. Okay, so let's just see. Yeah, so 18 is about 20, and 12 is about, yeah, so we're almost there. We're just about halfway. And then we're going to space this out a bit so it looks a little bit better. And we're going to move this down. Of course, you can change the typeface to anything that you want. You can change the font to your brand fonts if you have them. If you don't, again, all good. And then we're going to use your brokerage logo or your logo. So I'm just going to type in logo. And I'm going to use this guy. It's my favorite one to use as an example for real estate. And I'm going to change the color. And then just going to make this bigger a little bit, put this in the middle, and we have our first banner. So a word of caution with banners is Instagram is a visual platform. We don't want to overcomplicate the banner. You do have the option of adding your contact details to this banner. And while I don't recommend that because it gets overly complicated and it starts to look busy, or worse, it starts to look like you're trying to sell something. And on Instagram, that's not why people are on the platform. So you have to be really careful when you're using these banners. For brand recognition, they're great, and to use them sparingly is such a great idea because they add to brand recognition. But putting too much information on these is a no-no in my book, so I'm not even going to show you how to do that because it's one of my pet peeves. So clean, simple, elegant, that's what you're going for. Put all of that information that you want them to have in the copy section. The second banner I'm going to show you how to make is the same. I'm just going to take all of these down so I'm not recreating it and wasting your time. So the same banner, except this time we're an agent who loves our background and we don't want to change the background. We're like, no way, I love the way this looks. It makes my skin pop. It makes everything look great. I'm digging my background. In that case, you're going to head to effects. You're going to head to elements, You're going to type in frames. And now you're going to choose a frame that you absolutely love. So let's get rid of this photo for now. So I'm going to choose this one, which is a little bit more fun. I'm going to head over to photos, grab my headshot, pop it in, double click because she's a little bit out of sync here. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger and then bring it down so she's filling out more of the frame. And now I love this. This is so cool. This adds a little bit of pop. It looks like it's a brush stroke effect. Really cool, right? Of course, her name is not Kevin Smith. Let's call her Sarah Smith. And it works for everything. So if you don't like this frame, there's so many to choose from. Let's just choose a different one to show you. You can choose one that's like kind of a circle, but not really a circle. So it adds a little bit of whimsy that way. And then head over to the photo, grab her headshot. Again, we want to move her over so she's filling out the frame properly. And voila, we have a beautiful, what are they called? Wow, blank. Agent banner with a frame that you can use instead of removing the background. So this is a lot simpler to make, but it still works and it looks fantastic. Now I'm going to show you my favorite one, and it's super, super simple. I'm going to grab this logo. Just bear with me for 1 second. Let me say Sarah Smith Real Estate. Let's call it Smith. Okay, here's the logo. Let's say that that is our logo. Okay, and we want to create a banner for this logo. So I'm going to take this blue banner here, I'm going to bring it down, I'm going to put it where I want and hit right click, send backward so that I can put my logo on top. Okay, and I want a little bit of a peekaboo effect. So I want the logo to not quite sit on the banner perfectly. Just adds a little bit of visual appeal. Then I'm going to select the banner. I'm going to move myself out of the way. And I'm going to bring down the transparency. And now this is my favorite banner. It is that simple. You can place this anywhere you want on your post. You can put it down here. I would put it probably like, depends on what I'm trying to draw attention to, but with a listing, I would probably keep it out of the way. But this is so elegant. This is my favorite way to bring brand recognition to your Instagram account. This is so not obvious. Wow, I'm drawing a blank, guys. It's been a long day. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. It's just not in your face. It's perfectly, it's a little bit more reserved, and it is elegant. And it takes no time at all to make this particular banner. So this is my banner of choice, logo, or don't freak out if you don't have a logo, because this works just as well if it's just your company name or your name. Let me bring down the realtor. Right? Let me bring that down. Remember, we want it to be about half the size. And then I'm gonna make this bigger. It still looks freaking fantastic. It still looks amazing. Trying to find the midpoint there. It still looks amazing without the logo. It looks elegant and understated. Understated is the word I was looking for. Okay, great. So this is my favorite. But all of these work, and it's a personal preference. So if you want your picture on there without a background, I showed you how to do that. If you love your background and you just want to use a frame to add a little bit of whimsy, you can do that. Or you can get away with just using a transparent shape and your name, website, company name, and that's it. So, real estate banner, 3 ways. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so that you get all of the video notifications from 4th Street Creative. And happy designing, my friends.